The future of poker? Well, it's no longer in some dimly lit room or even on your desktop screen. If you really want to know where the game is headed, you literally just have to look at the device in your hand right now. We're talking about a full-scale revolution in accessibility and tech, and our sources today are basically the roadmap for it all. They guide us through these emerging trends that are turning mobile poker into something completely new, convenient, connected, and frankly, really, really innovative.
That is absolutely the right way to frame it. I mean, our mission here in this deep dive is to really analyze how these mobile poker apps are evolving so fast. They're not just games anymore. They're becoming these fully integrated digital ecosystems. And we're going to focus on three critical areas driving that shift: advanced tech like AI and AR, global finance, and, how they're building actual communities.
And the changes are already making traditional online poker feel kind of archaic, doesn't it? Forget those old clunky interfaces. The immediate future is all about enhanced graphics, much smoother UIs, a genuinely engaging experience. But the real game changer is what's happening underneath all that. We're talking real-time analytics, AI-driven insights baked right into the app, connecting you to a global player pool.
Yeah, let's jump straight into that first pillar, the technology. Because the role of AI is moving way beyond just giving you automated opponents to play against. It's moving into real-time strategy.
Exactly. AI is becoming this personalized coach that lives in your pocket, but one that's watching every single decision you make. Our sources detail how apps will give you real-time strategic advice, and not just on one hand, but by analyzing your entire session. It's about your long-term habits.
And what's really fascinating there is this concept of adaptive gameplay. It's all enabled by machine learning, so this isn't just, canned advice. The system can basically build a virtual coach that is tailored specifically to your playing style. It finds your leaks, those little unconscious mistakes you keep making, and then it builds challenges or custom drills just to fix them.
That sounds incredible for getting better, but it does raise a question. If I have an AI coach giving me advice while I'm playing against another person, how do they stop that from crossing the line into cheating?
Yeah.
The sources talk about that ethical tightrope.
They absolutely do, and it's a critical point. The line is drawn at real-time intervention. The AI focuses on analysis and feedback after the hand. It identifies the moment you made a mistake rather than telling you what to bet right now. The real power is in that instant pre- and post-game analysis. It can accelerate your learning curve by years.
Got it. Okay. So AI is the brain trainer, and augmented reality, or AR, that's your ticket to the table itself. This is where the immersion kicks in.
Absolutely. The potential for AR is just huge. It bridges that gap between playing on a screen and, well, real-life interaction. Just imagine sitting in your living room, but through an AR interface, you see a virtual table projected right there on your coffee table. Your opponent's avatar is sitting right across from you.
So we're not just talking about better graphics on a flat screen. It's about a virtual three-dimensional environment where you can actually gauge opponent reactions, get that sensory feedback that you only get from live poker.
Precisely. The sources really emphasize the psychological part of it. The whole goal is to let players virtually sit at the table and interact in real time. It elevates the experience beyond just clicking buttons. You see chips stack up. You might even see subtle tells in an avatar's movements. It replicates that face-to-face feeling, but with the convenience of playing from anywhere. That level of immersion is the next big competitive frontier for these platforms.
Okay, so that technological leap AI coaches, immersive AR, that all sounds very expensive to develop. And more importantly, it requires transactions that are instant and secure, especially when you're dealing with players all over the world.
That's a perfect transition because that cross-border play and all those microtransactions, they need a financial system that's just as cutting edge as the game itself. We have to talk about the global wallet.
And what's making that global scale even possible?
What's so interesting here is the role of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Blockchain basically ensures every transaction is secure, decentralized, and transparent. That stability is key to allowing global access to big tournaments without relying on slow, expensive banks.
So if I'm playing against someone in, say, Southeast Asia, the transaction fees and delays from a normal bank transfer are just gone.
Largely, yes. Using crypto for payments adds a ton of convenience and opens up cross-border gaming in a huge way. You get lower fees, much faster speeds, and greater security. It all makes this global poker ecosystem financially viable in a way traditional finance just couldn't handle.
But that level of global connectivity, it immediately brings up questions about trust and oversight,
Yeah.
right? You can't have huge international cash games without harmonized rules and player protection.
Precisely. And we're seeing major shifts in regulations all over the world because governments want to stabilize and monetize this market. These new legal frameworks are ensuring safer gameplay, fair practices, and really importantly, responsible gaming.
So what does that harmonization look like in practice for the player?
For you, it's the end of those frustrating geographic barriers. It fosters cross-border play, so you can join these massive, high-value tournaments that were restricted before. But the other side of that coin is standardized protection. The regulations enforce much better safety measures, things like strict age verification, mandatory self-exclusion options, and good responsible gaming tools. These measures make sure the platforms operate with integrity, which is absolutely critical if you want players to trust them with their money.
So the blockchain handles the money, and the regulations handle the fairness and safety. That creates the foundation for the community. So let's move on from the infrastructure and talk about where the game is going socially. It's becoming more than just an app on your phone. We're seeing the rise of the poker ecosystem.
These ecosystems really are the future. They're these integrated platforms that are so much more than just a place to play Texas Hold'em. They offer different game variants, social features, learning resources, everything in one place. It's about building a digital home for the player.
And inside these ecosystems, we're seeing this more structured community building, specifically these poker clubs and unions. This takes the social side way beyond just sending an emoji across the table.
That's right. The platforms are creating these centralized hubs. One source even gave the example of a safe poker club where players can connect and compete in these dedicated spaces. This allows for private games and tournaments that aren't open to the general public, which really strengthens that sense of community and trust.
I can see the value there. If you're playing in a private club, there's way more accountability. That's huge for online gaming.
Exactly. And crucially, these hubs support mentorship and strategy sharing. Players can learn and grow their skills by working directly with experienced members, setting up training games, that sort of thing.
And as the ecosystem tries to capture more of a player's time, we're seeing this trend of integrated entertainment. The idea is, why log out when the platform can offer everything?
That's the business logic for sure. They're becoming one-stop shops that combine poker with casino games, sports betting, even esports. It's all about providing diverse experiences in a single app to keep you engaged. You never have to leave the environment you trust.
This whole approach extends right into personal improvement, too. It's not just about playing, it's about a constant feedback loop to help you get better.
And that's where the AI loop closes, but this time it's for, let's call it curriculum development, not just in-game coaching. The AI analyzes your playstyle and then gives you personalized game recommendations.
So instead of me just randomly jumping into a high-stakes game I'm not ready for, the system would suggest, a series of tournaments or challenges that actually fit my skill level.
Precisely. It helps beginners and pros improve way more efficiently because the training is customized to fix your specific weaknesses. For a veteran player, it might recommend a pot limit Omaha tournament because it noticed a weakness there. For a beginner, maybe a low-stakes hyper turbo to work on their short stack play.
And a huge part of this modern improvement system has to be the integration of live streaming and interactive content. We're seeing platforms move away from just static articles.
Because strategy is dynamic. Players can now watch experts play in real time, see how they handle pressure, which is something a static analysis can never teach you. You see how they manage tilt, how they pace their decisions.
That real-time element is fantastic for learning faster. The interactive sessions let you analyze hands live or ask experts questions. It helps you understand all the nuances, the psychology, the timing, through real-world examples that are happening right now.
It creates this social immersive learning experience that, when you combine it with that personalized AI feedback, it just accelerates your growth exponentially.
And finally, to keep you motivated in this environment, the sources all point to the use of robust rewards and loyalty programs.
Absolutely. Those are critical motivators. They're integrating achievements, point systems, tiered rewards. It encourages consistent play. It turns every session into a step toward a larger goal.
Okay, so let's zoom out and recap this future we've mapped out. We're looking at immersive gameplay powered by AI and AR, fostering connected communities through private clubs and unions, all built on a foundation of secure and responsible play, thanks to regulatory changes in blockchain. It really is a total transformation of the game.
And as we close out, there's one question that lingers, especially when you think about AI getting so good at creating the optimal strategy for any human player. If machine learning systems become capable of perfectly tailoring a strategy to beat any person, does the real future of poker competition lie not in becoming a better player in the traditional sense, but in developing human strategies that are specifically designed to break the AI? That's something to consider as you step into this new mobile world.